So, as I walked around the town, and met different individuals, it was very interesting, and a lot of them asked, what's your background, why, why are you doing it, what do you want to do? I'm a Navy veteran. Um, I got out of the Navy. I've always worked hard. While I was in the Navy, I worked a second full-time job and went to school. So when I got out, it was obvious that I couldn't just sit still. Um, so not only do I work full-time with Staples in the IT department, I went and became president for HDI New England, which is a nonprofit board for IT people throughout all of New England. On the board, I ran as president for 6 years. Um, we were able to grow our funding, have the right sponsorships. We put on some amazing events. Then over the past 2 years, I decided that I had enough of doing large regional as well as national talks and policy making and writings, that I really wanted to get back down and understand what can I do more locally that affects the day-to-day. I have 2 young kids in town. I want them to have a great education like I did when I went to Wachusett. We open a business. We want to grow our business. We want to be a very local mom and pop store. I don't want to have to go into Boston to make a living. I'd rather make a living here in the area that we all live. I love the country. I'm not a big city guy. I'm not interested in turning Holden into a city. I want to make it the community that we all love and want to continue to live in. What makes a good selectman? Well, it's an interesting question because many people have different points of views. I think what really makes a good selectman is the ability to listen and not only listen, but be able to discuss and understand what people are telling you. It's one thing to have somebody come up and says, we have high taxes, but just to hear high taxes and not really understand, well, why do you feel we have high taxes? What do you think we're doing about it? Where are we, in the next fiscal year? Where have we come from? People don't always get the full story when they says, well, you have to listen. So you really have to get past that and know and understand where that individual's coming from. The other things that you need to be as a selectman is you need to be able to be non-political across the lines. The town itself is very divided. There's people on the far right and the far left, and we really need to do what's right for the town and right for the town's people. Too often it's, we got to slash taxes, we got to cut services, we got to cut this. And on the flip side, it's we have to spend, and raise. Well, there's a time and place for both of those. And it really takes a strong individual to come in and be able to work on both sides and understand when is the right time to spend and is it the right investment. The residents of Holden need a new voice in town. As I walked around gathering signatures, meeting the people of different neighborhoods, the same common thread was heard. Oh, somebody new is finally going to try to get into town politics. I don't know why you want to do it. It's a crooked place. It's either for the town or against the town, and nobody's working for the town. Well, I'm here to represent the town. It's your town, it's our town, and it's for the people, not against the people. So we need somebody that can help represent both sides. We talk about the school. We have a school budget problem. I don't believe it's just the town. It's all 5 towns in the district. We pay the largest amount, obviously. We also have issues with how the state funding is. And we need to be able to go after that. And we need to plan. We need to work with the school district and understand what is the 10-year outlay for the school. How do we get up to spending the appropriate level and get the appropriate education for our students. Is there waste? Sure, there's always waste. And we need to go through and we have to understand where that is. At the same time, if we need to find additional resources, we can't always go tap on our residents as, you know, we need an extra $10 from you this year to help fund. You know, there's other ways to capture resources, from sponsorships to utilizing different aspects of our school system. So we need to open up, get away from the cross politics, and work together to find the right funding and the right spending for the townspeople.
What do you hope to accomplish as a selectman?
Well, you know, we keep hearing that we're in tough economic times. I'm like no different. You know, I go through the ups and downs of my family, and we need to plan for the future. So if I'm elected, over the course of the 3 years, we really need to focus on creating an overall town agenda and planning. You know, I'm a small business owner with my wife, nice little bakery here in town. We have a business plan. With that business plan comes planning. We have a forecast. When do we want to buy new ovens, new this, new that? Well, we need to do the same thing here in town. Far too often it's, you know, let's build new. You know, we have great schools. All of them are new. We now have a great center for the emergency services. It's needed, we consolidate. We need to continue to look and forecast out. Do we need to buy 3 or 4 new vehicles this year? Can we spread that out? We know what the average lifespan is. Why aren't we planning out and understanding where our budget is, what our long-term plans are, so that we can comfortably afford to live in town without always raising taxes to afford the next best widget, whether it be an iPad, a new DPW truck, a new building. You know, you can renovate buildings and save considerable amounts of money. And it can be just as good, if not better, than some of the new construction that's out there, but for a far less price. And we really need to start looking at that long-range plan. We have the master plan for Holden, but it doesn't include the financial aspect. And we really need to get back to the financial aspects. The last thing that I hope to do is to bring back more business. It took us about 6 months to get a business going here in town, and there was struggles. As with every company that wants to open up, we have to find a way to make it easier and bring the businesses here to Holden, especially if it's a mom and pop shop. You know, the big box stores, they have the resources that can do that, and if that fits into our master plan, then that fits into our master plan. But you know, the mom and pop shops are what really makes the community a whole community.